Greetings, gentlemen and ladies. Welcome back. Today, we are to embark on the weaving of lore and literature directly from the Spire's timeline. Stories of the Architect's creation, Niao's rebellion, alongside all the characters we know and love, including a cultist or two. For now though, sit back, get yourself comfortable, for it's time. Time to climb. It's always climb time. Our journey today starts with the world. Chapter 1. Preon. A void of nothingness. But then, the world came into existence. It churned about and moulded itself to that which tells stories. Along this journey lay a planet named Preon, a mere speck in this universe. They say a great story about a spire took place there. On this quiet planet, beasts of imagination began to dot the world. They roam the lands in this time of simple, gleeful violence. Countless ways to kill, to feed, and proliferate are suggested. Colonies, hives, groups, and schools ebb and flow into the nooks and crannies of Preon. Too many beasts of imagination began to populate Preon, and things aren't simple and fun anymore. The creatures didn't make sense. The monsters, they don't follow logic. Maybe there needs to be one which can create, destroy, and control this mess. An entity with its own imagination and will. Let's imagine such a being. Enamored by the growth and stability of flora and fauna, the architect spends decades researching and refining them. And so, at last, the penultimate creation, the ancient seeds, are complete. The seeds which turned out failures, the mistakes, were placed in a heavy coffer and hurled into the ocean's depths. The ones that were successful, the ancient trees, well, they're not all the same. Each individual tree is shaped by its surroundings. Some are stout and bushy, while others are gnarled and knotted. When fully mature, a manifestation of its immense power is born within. An ancient. One of the many ancients, Niao, grew jealous of the awe-inspiring will of the architect. She confided with like-minded sibling, and together they created a most potent concoction, the blight. Niao excitedly presented the architect with a potent tea she had been working on since his prior visit. This will help you sleep. The blight takes hold of the comatose architect, and its poison amplifies. It forms a symbiotic relationship with Niao's tree, and it hungered to grow and grow. The other ancients capture the culprit as the blight ravages the land. They imprison Niao and take shelter from the now unstoppable blight. Its roots no longer able to draw nourishment from Preon, the ancient trees began to wither and die. The once beautiful forests surrender to the weight of eternity. Even Niao's tree loses its branches and lush foliage. The last tree, it's no tree at all. They give it a name. The Spire. The Ironclad. Chapter 1. For centuries, war raged between the Ironclads and the Valley Guard. Driven by ambition, a young Ironclad ventures to the forbidden boundary and bargains with the sacred demon. The Ironclad's strength surges. The flames of the demonic pact course through his blood. Cuts and bruises heal rapidly. The Valley Guard are cleaved in two. The Desert Tribe are burned to a crisp. Windwalkers smashed into the ground. And even a familiar horde of aggressive bronze-cladded warriors are set ablaze with these exciting new flames. All of the Ironclad's enemies are shown no mercy. All of the Ironclads. Ironclad? Where is everyone? The Ironclad. A warrior from a faraway land entered the Spire. Driven by pure instinct and accursed blood, He has lost all reason and identity. All who prevent his ascent shall perish. The ironclad slays the heart with its full might, and the demon contract hungrily absorbs the blight unto itself. Immediately, the warrior and blight are set ablaze. The parasite is drawn into the flame, its writhing form consumed like wax wicking into a fire. It is said a never-ceasing flame atop the spire burns providently, proving by the neighbouring clouds glowing a gentle violet through the darkest winter nights. Then one day, the clouds were normal. The flame went out.
The spire was mine to rule, but the architect lives again. Look what he's done to my face.
The demon throws a massive fit, smashing his chamber and setting all manner of things on fire.
My death puppet, brandish my power and kill again. Kill the architect.
The Silent. Chapter 1. Ghastly nightmares of tormented souls stalk the foglands. She takes it upon herself to hunt the haunter. Once the hunt is complete, its skull is ceremoniously placed upon her by her sisters. The ritual has concluded. Fantastic trophies occupy this forsaken place. All were defeated, one by one. Those marked by the Silent always fall. Another hunt concludes. Stilling the putrid heart with a special-made poison, the Silent rappels upward and outwards and longs to bathe in the comforting moonlight. She leaves the spire with a prize in hand, a piece of the heart. The other sisters judge the fourth one in silence. They have not seen her for over 3 centuries, and she returns with an ugly pulsating scrap. The Silent recollects the trials she endured for this trophy, but does not speak. To speak is weak. One can only prove herself with more impressive trophies. There is always bigger prey. A sickness carrying a familiar scent courses through the Silent's veins. The heart piece is slowly killing her. The grotesque trophy is hurled into the ocean, but the blight has no cure. She will die soon. News of the spire's reopening made its way to the Silent. She ferries a boat to the capital.
"Hello, little one,"
the massive Tezcatara whispered to the Silent.
"Grow big and strong."
The ancient speaks in a tender tone and scoots over a bowl of nutritious soup. The Defect. Chapter 1. The Defect punctured the heart with a magnificently charged beam. Mission accomplished. Damage sustained. Critical. Next objective. Relocate to scrapyard for evaluation. In the scrapyard, the Defect pondered its fate and purpose. Is being okay at a host of functions not desirable? Do we all need to excel at a distinct function? While processing these questions, "Hello," pops out another construct. "Hello," Defect responds. "My name is Floor." Defect and Floor fast become friends and exited the scrapyard. It was sad there. They return to the spire's mid-floors and are met with a massive bug infestation. The pair get to work in an attempt to reduce the bugs to a more reasonable level. They confront the source of the worst bugs, a toxic wasp colony residing in triangular nests. Pew! The Defect empties its energy reserves and tears their hexapolis wide open. The Floor fires a salvo of laser pulses to keep the cloud of stinging retaliation at bay. It's not enough. The Defect reboots, surrounded by a wreckage of molten metal, ash, and thousands of dead bugs. Data log corrupt. Its core barely held together, limbs barely responsive. The Defect scavenges broken panels and pieces from another construct to patch itself together. Niao resurrected the defective construct. No simple feat, even for an ancient.
Construct.
What you lost. Your creator abandoned you. Hides at the top. The defect thanks Niao and heads for the top, seeking answers. The defect entered a disorderly chamber filled with treasures, trinkets, weapons, exotic animals, art pieces, books, and all matter of junk and doodads. The amount of disorder and information is overwhelming for the poor defect's processing core.
Out of the way,
Shouts a megafaunal humanoid riding a threat level 9 reptile, but then stops in its tracks and turns to the defect with a strange grin.
I've got something for ya.
The Regent, Chapter 1. On his home planet, the Regent proclaims to be the heir to the sun and decides that all other planets simply must know. Why do you wish for this, Regent? We have everything we need. We needn't eat. We have peace. We cannot die. And we are fashionable, a fellow Starian pleads. You are boring. His Majesty barely even looked anymore and swiped through planet profiles in the current constellation.
I demand to visit a more exciting planet.
The Regent slammed his fist down on the space console.
Beep, beep, beep. Anomalous planet detected.
His Majesty attempted to make friends. Literally. They're quite sturdy and decent at following instructions. They're terrible at chess and enjoy pop music. The minions were swiftly demoted from friend to minion. Kaboom! A fantastic explosion marks the arrival of the Regent. His Majesty's spaceship shattered beyond repair. Finally, I arrive. Deadly monsters had begun to trickle out of the Spire at an increasing pace ever since the doors had reopened. Brave warriors, explorers, and mercenaries have been sent in, but few make progress. Even fewer make it back alive. The Regent learns of this dismay and takes it upon himself to become the hero that Preon needs.
I enter. Defeat? Me? The Regent of Staris doth not know defeat. The strange men at the top of this tower must be defeated by me, and only me.
The Regent devises a royally brilliant plan to become stronger. To immortalize this, it is etched into a nearby stone. Try harder.
Little king, you brim with mightiness like I.
Tanks is immediately taken by the Regent's regal confidence.
Dominate the Spire. Crush them all.
He bellows, hurling a strange scepter toward him.
This will let you fight on even ground.
The Watcher. Chapter 1. Foresight. Oh, no, not yet. The Necrobinder. Chapter 1. Who is worthy to enter the exalted Spire? The capital gathered the most brilliant, formidable, and courageous from all the lands. 12 explorers formed an expedition and advanced inside to make history. None made it back. Incident report. Date 2771. Accidentally entered a conflict between a boulder-throwing individual and flying automatons. Jactifer Groots was crushed by a boulder. Jose Paxo fell in a hole. Big Ed was shot by a construct. Garbo Dolby, he touched grass. And Temi Mondez, we don't know where Temi is. We were but meant to survey the preliminary flaws, but it proved nothing like we expected. Such wondrous wildlife, curious artifacts, and even wandering traders. From whence have these marvels arrived? Our team seems intent on hoarding riches, but at least my enthusiasm is shared by Giovan. We have fallen madly in love, and soon shall welcome our child. Today marks a fantastic discovery. A benevolent giant has agreed to guide us to the top of the spire to meet his brother. We believe this brother of his has the solution to stop these monsters which have been pouring out of the spire. This would be the greatest accomplishment of our time. At the top, they finally met with the giant's brother, a floating man. They plead for aid, but to no avail. Interlopers aren't welcome. Only a little girl made it out alive. A young explorer unlatched the forbidden grimoire. Magics from another time and place explode outward as weightless dark smoke overwhelms this curious one. She gains the understandings of life and death, but at a cost. Her skin, hair, and organs rapidly rot away as her soul is forcibly bound into the locket in her pocket. The grimoire whispers, "If I die, you die." The necrobinder faced off against the architect and demands the restoration of the giant, her parents, her humanity. She's blazing with vengeance, but is annihilated again and again. On one of her ascents, she discovers a massive dragon, pale, giving off the same gentle presence as the giant he speaks. This will help you get his attention. Now, Tales from the Spire. Chapter 1. Currency was invented. Desperate times call for desperate measures, and desperate measures, well, they cost gold. Spend that gold to acquire a morsel of food, the sharpest of daggers, or even, heck, a fashionable hat. Buy something. Please. Approach any blue-clothed merchant on the green rug, and you'll be treated to a fantastic shopping experience. We don't turn nobody away. Disclaimer. This epoch description was paid for by the merchant. Terms and conditions apply. Chapter 2. Orobas. Attracted by the new burning spire, Orobas' curiosity was piqued.
Blight gone? Why gone? Safe to enter? Orobas enters!
Chapter 3. Cultists.
Core.
Such a humiliating defeat. The place of worship and sacrifice desecrated over and over by ruinous invaders.
Core, has Mazaleth forsaken us?
Food within the spire has become scarce as the bug population surges. The flock escape to the now lower rungs of the spire and scrape by on seaweed and sewer critters. Once a source of clean water for all of the spire, the underdocks falls into disrepair. Aggressive sea creatures emerge from its depths, making a home in the maze-like passages. Chapter 5. Darv.
Spire's reopened, eh? More treasures for my collection.
Darv smelled riches in the air and entered the spire on his trusty steed. Chapter 6. The Daily. A being of immense power exercises his mastery of form and space once a day, shifting the very nature of the spire. These are just a sprinkling of stories, with many yet to unfold in the spire. I hope you enjoyed our journey today. Stay hydrated, and thanks for listening.